Click, clap, blast 'em.
And we are high atop and deep inside world headquarters of JRod and the Boss Lady. And where have we landed this week?
Murder capital.
We are at Extreme Axe Throwing in Palmetto Bay, 9228 Southwest 156th Street. They got 3 locations here in the Miami area. They got the Wynwood, downtown Miami area, Hollywood, and here in Palmetto Bay. Go to their website, Extreme Axe with an E.
With an E.
ExtremeAxe.com, and their Instagram is Extreme Axe Florida. Thanks for Richard for opening up the door for us. I've got a hatchet here. You can throw. Wait,
Hatchet, axe.
You got knives you can throw here.
My favorite that I just discovered. You can literally
Throw nails at people? Well, not at people, but.
Oh, not at people. This is parental advisory.
I feel like your boy.
That knife too?
I feel like Paul Hogan. Now that's a knife. That's a knife. That's not a knife. That's a knife.
Oh my God. And not only can you throw all this stuff and release some stress, but you could drink.
That's right. They actually sell booze here.
Yes. And look at these cozies.
Behave yourself when you're here, though. But good time. And, of course, thanks to our good buddies at Booze Bandage, you can enjoy a night out of drinking here at Extreme Axe Throwing.
Yes.
Yeah. Go to boozebandage.com. Remember, first order, put in the code word
30%
That's right. Put in the code word
Lady.
Boss Lady. Boss Lady is the code word. 30% off your first order. Dude, I've tried these patches because of Hurricane Dorian. Wait, that Hurricane Dorian, listen, first of all.
Hurricane Dorian was dangerously drying.
We joke here in South Florida because thankfully in the Miami area we escaped.
We got blessed. We got lucky. Unfortunately, the people in the Bahamas, not so much.
Yeah, and we want to let people know, listen, you can donate if you go to your local fire station. They need everything, man. They need not so much food, because they're going to need later, but they're going to need stuff like
regular things.
They need to literally dig out of that place. So they need, whether it's generators, Pampers, clothes, batteries, stuff that they can help them dig out. Yeah, sunscreen. You don't even think about the sunscreen because people have no roofs.
Oh, everything. It's just crazy. Sleeping bags. They're going to need everything. Every little bit is going to help because it's literally total loss. There was a time lapse of Hurricane Dorian, just sitting there for 24 hours, and you see it was just sitting there and
40 hours that thing sat there over Freeport. To give you an idea, when Hurricane Andrew hit here in Miami, in 3 hours it was gone, and it wiped out communities here in South Florida. Can you imagine 40 hours? Hurricane Andrew was 3 hours long. 40 hours it sat over
Freeport. At a Category 5. It was insane. The flooding that's there, the winds. You've seen all these videos, and just everything was just, even basketball courts that they had were just tumbling over. I mean, it's just insanely tragic.
Want to help, and we want you to help. And listen, the key is whether you go to your local fire station and bring food, or bring Pampers, or bring clothes, and if you make monetary donations, just make sure you go to a humanitarian charity that's legit.
Right, because there are a lot of people that try to be slick with these things.
The shadiness comes out even more in these times. I would recommend the Red Cross, redcross.org, or BahamasRedCross.org.
They have a Bahamas Red Cross as well, and then there's also lots of cities for people that are not here in Miami, that are people that are all over that watches. You could also go to the Bahamas, the consulate in your city, and then donate
in Atlanta,
there.
Florida, New York.
They have them in all big cities.
And what I like about the Red Cross is 90 cents out of every dollar goes to the people that need it. Right. There's nothing worse than I donated $50 and then I found out $5 went to the
the CEO, and everybody else in the mother.
However and wherever you donate, I'm not going to tell you who or how. Just make sure they're legit, so the folks out there can really get the help. So prayers up for those guys. And of course, obviously here in South Florida, we're so connected to the Bahamas because, they're our neighbors. They literally are our neighbors. So we wish them.
And so many people go, like even on a weekend, just on their boats. They just travel in their boats to the Bahamas.
Claro.
There's a lot of
Bimini,
cruise lines.
Nassau, Freeport.
And it's nice though. At least some of the cruise lines have donated money, and the Miami Heat owner Harrison donated some money, so that's nice.
Well,
some
he owns Carnival. He owns
right.
Carnival Cruise Lines.
Which
they donated
making
as
money
a company
from always going over there, so it's good.
As a company, they donated $1 million, and Harrison himself, he scratched out a check for another $1 million.
It's good. That's the right thing to do.
That's
so
right.
everybody should try.
And after that Pat Riley, Dwayne Wade video, in Central Pass.
I don't know.
Rachera y formaron esa gente.
People were like,
I've never seen it. Pat Riley had better moves than Dwayne Wade.
I don't know.
I thought it was Tommy Chong from Cheech and Chong at first.
Everybody was like,
who is that bearded homeboy? Who's that bearded
like,
pirate?
That's not Pat Riley. I'm like, yes, it is. Yes, it is. I don't know what kind of drugs they were on though, but that was good times.
Listen,
though.
I hope they had their booze bandage on.
I hope, because if not, tremendo hangover.
So listen, we like to keep it light here at JRod and the Boss Lady. So enough of that serious talk. And, other than the weight that I gained from being bunkered in from Hurricane Dorian, the one thing that I didn't know about Hurricane Dorian.
This is the best thing about Hurricane Dorian.
Hurricane Dorian apparently is a DEA agent.
Yes.
Apparently he is a Donnie Brasco. He's a narc. Why? He has done more to stop the drug trade here in South Florida than any agent. Did you see this? That in Cocoa Beach? Well, first of all, it happened in Melbourne.
I was going to say it's been different.
Melbourne
different beaches along the Florida coastline.
Melbourne is
awesome.
a little southeast of Orlando, right, on the coast. And a guy was walking down the beach, and all of a sudden sees...
guess what he found?
He finds a brick.
A square grouper.
All right? So he looks at it and goes...
What's a square grouper?
Gee, Matilda, this looks a little funny.
Matilda.
Barney, what'd you find there?
What
well,
year is this? 1942?
So he goes to the police department and goes, hey, I found this on the beach. They open it up. It's a kilo of cocaine. Now, my first thought, this is how I know I've lived in Miami too long. I was like,
one.
Yeah, he found one brick. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. The other 35 that are in his trunk, I don't know about those, but I found one brick.
What would you do? What would you do?
Bro.
I mean, hypothetically.
I'd be making that down payment on that Maserati. Hypothetically.
Hypothetically, if this was a movie and you would find...
I would go to Gonzalo, who runs the neighborhood, Bolita. I'd be like, hey, ¿qué es esto?
I'd be like, what? Would you even turn one in?
Who threw away all this baking powder? I need to go make a cake. So that was in Melbourne. 14 miles away, 25 more bricks show up at Cocoa Beach.
I know. It's showing up everywhere.
My man's a narc. My man, can you imagine?
So you know what we're going to do after this?
Dímelo.
We're going to the beach.
We're going to the beach. From now on, all our shows are going to be from the beach.
From the beach?
I'm going to be like that old guy with the black socks and the plaid shorts with the little metal thing.
The metal detector. That's not going to work for that.
No?
There's no metal in there.
Maybe,
unless it's something bad.
Maybe I need a drug sniffing dog or something.
Now we're talking.
I see.
Now we're talking.
But can you
be like, oh, so who do you
I
know
read that and I was like, what in the world?
I have a couple of friends with canine, like the sheriff canine dogs. Maybe I could borrow them.
I'd get my little hatchet and I'd be like,
I just need to see if it's salt.
It makes my
Maybe
tongue
it's
tingle.
salt.
It makes my tongue tingle. What are you gonna do?
That was hilarious.
What would you do getting me in trouble? What would you do if you found a brick of cocaine?
I don't know what you're talking about. I would never find such a thing. Because it would disappear.
And I've never found one before either.
It would disappear right away.
Well, it's like the guy who did this happen in Atlanta where on the highway like a Brinks truck opened up and all this money came out.
And then you gotta go
that
turn
never
it
happens
in.
to me.
No, these things never. No,
And then until some mobster knocks at your door with a machete, oye, I'm gonna need that money you found.
No. If it were to happen to me, I don't know. I've been watching too much Power lately. You know the show Power.
Yeah,
so now I'll be like, I'm Ghost. I'm Ghost.
What's up, Casper?
Oh man, that would be awesome though. I'm not gonna lie. If you know how many times I've gone fishing and we joke around and I'm like, man, we never find a square grouper. Never. Like these people just walking along.
I see you, Dorian. And Dorian, yeah, get out of here.
No, and did you see that there's two other ones?
Yeah, there's
Fernand and Gabriel. Listen, stop.
Yeah, party's over.
Yeah,
Ya,
It's
ya,
over.
deja de
You
tanto
had
comer.
your time. That's it. It's middle of September. Start retiring.
Deja de tanto como verdura and por favor.
I know.
But
We got to
yeah,
get back to regular things like
now-
football season.
This is not a political show. Yeah, the Dolphins. By the way, Vegas had the Dolphins win total of 5. And I thought they were going to hit 5 on the nose, but the Dolphins are smart. In the middle of this hurricane, they've traded and released everybody.
I joked around about it. They released the hot dog stand guy.
That's
they
right.
released the parking guy.
I think Billy the
They
Marlin from the
released-
Marlins is now the new mascot of the Dolphins. He's
the
going to do
Dolphins.
both.
They've released
Yeah, put
everybody.
on a little Dolphins. No one's going to know anything. Put on a shirt.
Well,
Yeah,
what's
no pasa
crazy
nada.
is that they released them, and then that same day, the Miami Herald had a whole story about Tunzel in there in the
Right,
front.
they was
I
on the cover.
like, what? Bad timing on this one.
Stupid.
Bad timing.
But so this is not a political show, and I don't want to listen. I don't want to pile on Donald Trump because he clearly is. He doesn't need any help to be made to look like a fool. But did you see this whole thing with Alabama and Donald Trump?
With the hurricane, the Dorian. First, there was the map, the tracker,
Right, the cone,
the tracker of
the cone of
hurricane.
despingation, as we like to call it.
Where it was going, and then afterwards he said that it was also going to Alabama, and then all of a sudden he shows this again and tweets it, but with clearly
A Sharpie.
a Sharpie black line of some kind.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Extending it to Alabama.
Clearly he misspoke because our fearless president clearly makes things up as he goes along. And when he was talking about being briefed about where the hurricane was coming, he said, oh, it's going to come to Florida and Georgia, the Carolinas, and Alabama. Clearly he just threw Alabama in there and so literally everybody in the room was like, what, Alabama? And so people like meteorologists, like federal meteorologists, the meteorologists of the White House, the meteorologists in Alabama said, bro, it's not coming to Alabama.
Which is okay. He's the president. He's not a meteorologist. He can misspeak
se le
about
fue.
something
A
like
cualquiera
this.
se le muere un tío.
It's fine. I say things wrong. You say things wrong.
Right.
We all do it. Now, the
But my
problem...
man is dying on that hill saying, no, Alabama. And to your point, so they busted out a forecast cone and it had a little black Sharpie, like he added Alabama. See? You see?
He went from a white cock to a black cock. Had to give it a couple extra inches on the tip.
Oh, once
there.
you go black. Well, the thing is, and again, he can't be wrong. That's the thing again. It reminds me of an old joke. Like a guy was walking down the street and he sees this woman. He's walking down the street with his kid, right? His kid's 5 or 6 years old, and he sees this great-looking woman. He goes, "No, what an ass on that girl!" And the kid goes, "What'd you say, Daddy?" And he said, "What an axe on that girl." And the boy says, "Oh, so do axes get married?" "Yes, son, they do." "So they get married to axettes?" Yes, they do." "So when they have babies, they have axes?" "Yes, son, they do. They have axes." "And if they get married, they have axietzes?" "Yes. And if they get..." "Son, I said ass."
Just
Dije culo.
Just admit it. That's it. There's nothing
admit
wrong.
it, Donald. Just, you know
Everybody's
what?
human.
Alabama,
You make
South
mistakes.
Dakota, Washington. Hey, what are you going to do? But incredible, this guy will not let it go.
What I thought was funny...
Oh, and he said he'd never heard of a Category 5 hurricane. Come on, bro.
Come on, bro. You have your whole housing here in Florida with Mar-a-Lago.
How can you never heard of a Category 5?
You know about Category 5 hurricanes. What's cracking
Well,
here?
you know, the code with him is if he says people, a lot of people didn't know, that's code for I didn't know. So whenever he says certain things, he's really talking about himself.
I mean, to me, all these politicians, it's you can't win with any of them. To me, it's all pretty garbage. But as far as being a human being, it's fine to make a mistake. It's fine to say things, wrong, and then you just own up to it, and that's it. What I thought was funny is this was shocking to me, and I tweeted this the other day. I saw that Fox News, one of the news anchors, he called him out, and I was like, what?
Yeah, because Trump said that Fox isn't working for us anymore.
I
don't think he didn't literally mean that.
No.
I think he said that this relationship isn't
not working. Yeah,
but the people at Fox went crazy.
Yeah, which is
and
true.
that's his biggest supporter.
But this is the point. This is
that's like if you're like a pool boy and you got an old lady, me too, an old lady that is paying your Maserati and paying your clothes, and all of a sudden now te pusiste picky. Yeah, tranquilo.
She said something you didn't like, so there you go.
Well, that car you're driving around works, right? It's got gas in it, right?
Well, but you know,
Frankie.
he likes to be right. What can you do with the man?
Well, as my buddy used to say, I'd rather be happy than be right. I'd rather get laid than be right too. But
I'm sure he gets enough of that too.
you think?
By paying for it.
When's the last time you think Donald Trump got laid? Con esa cara que tiene, it's been a while.
I mean, paying for it.
But when's the last time? Because he hasn't even been able to pay for it in the White House.
Well, not right now, maybe.
That's what I'm saying. So we're going on 2 years.
I know Melania.
2.5 years.
I know Melania's not giving that up. No, poor.
That is lock and key. Although, what was she looking at the French? Not
poor Melania, because she knew what she was getting into. But poor Melania. I mean.
Cash those checks, girl.
The only thing good that came out of that is my boy Baron, which I want to see what happens as that poor kid grows up.
Can you imagine having a douchebag dad like that? Dude. What my kid's thinking. Can you imagine having a douchebag dad?
I was just going to say, you think your kids are saying the same thing?
No.
Not
yet.
No, not yet. They're too young right now.
Wait till they see these videos. My dad did what? With what stripper? With a thumb? What? They're jokes, baby. They're jokes. They're all jokes.
Sure. Don't worry, we'll bring him over here and put a picture of you and throw the axe on me. The hatchet, that's the hatchet.
Hatchet, Molly Hatchet. Boom, boom, boom. Redneck Riviera.
Man, this is awesome, though. I like this place.
Are you ready to throw some axes?
You know it. I can't wait for this weekend to try this sucker out.
What happens?
I can't wait to try this thing out.
Do your booze bandage?
That's right.
I tried it out during the hurricane.
I'm ready to try it out this weekend because it's going to be on and popping.
Boozebandage.com. 30% off your first order if you put in the promo code
Boss Lady.
Yeah, go to boozebandage.com. And of course, thanks to our friends here at Extreme Axe Throwing in Palmetto Bay. Extreme Axe Florida is their Instagram, Extreme Axe Florida. I am now this many days old that I realized Axe had an E in it. I thought it was AX.
No.
When did this happen? Cuando was there a meeting? Where was the memo that Axe has an E in it?
It's the fancy version of Axe.
Watch out! I'm gonna get my hatchet. Hello? By the way, you can come down here. You can bring your groups, your buddies. You can have parties, anniversaries. This to me, I was talking to Richard, who runs this place. This is a great first date place. Can you imagine?
That way you can find out if she's gonna murder you.
Right now, she can't wear the deep V mini dress and heels.
I bet.
Although Richard's told me they have come in here in heels.
There are people. I bet there's a lot of girls. This is Miami.
What a great first date place. You can drink here. You can bring your own food. They can cater it. You can have birthday parties, anniversaries, corporate events, team bonding.
Bachelor
you get to
parties.
Throw the axe around.
Yeah.
But don't get too drunk, okay? This is an axe. The only thing they ask is
be safe.
Probably you should wear pants, wear
your
shoes, no open toes, and just be careful. You
don't want to be dropping off.
This is still an axe, man. This is still a knife, man. But good stuff here at Extreme Axe Throwing in Palmetto Bay. And they got nails.
Dude, this is so awesome.
You were fascinated with that nail.
I'm fascinated
This is
with
very
the
Johnny
nails.
Sins. And if you know what I'm talking about, good for you. By the way, you know who Jeremy Renner is?
He's
the
an actor.
Right?
Yeah.
He was in Hurt Locker, Avengers.
He was in SWAT.
He was in SWAT. He was in The Town. 2-time Oscar nominated Jeremy Renner.
Yeah.
Who knew? Well, apparently he has a fan app. We need a Boss Lady fan app.
There's a fan app? What is it
doing? There was, where apparently
a fan app?
Apparently you could go to this app that to learn all things Jeremy Renner. First of all, I didn't realize there was such a need for this.
Isn't that Wikipedia?
But it's like you can get all his social media,
IMDb or whatever that is.
It's a but it's like if you're a Jeremy Renner stan, if you will.
Oh, obsessive
Mira lo que está haciendo el niño sabe, estén. So if you're a Jeremy Renner stan, you can go to this chat board and you can exchange. Oh my God, he's going to be this, or did you see this movie? And nerd Jeremy Renner talk.
Yeah.
Well, apparently somebody hacked into it and was posting stuff as Jeremy Renner, saying awful things to people, saying terrible things to people, and people were fighting with each other. People were insulting each other to the point where Jeremy Renner had to shut down the damn app.
Wow.
That's why we can't have anything nice, people.
Yeah, what's going on here? Why would anybody do that?
And first, I mean, listen. I mean, if
he's-
Jeremy Renner walked through these doors right now, I'd be like, "Hey, Jeremy, good to meet you." But again,
but
it's Jeremy Renner. Who cares?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I mean, no offense or anything, but it's not like, I don't know.
It's not Paris Hilton.
Yeah, or
it's not
like,
Kim Kardashian.
Yeah, it's like which you usually
It's not Jussie Smollett.
Did you see?
Chappelle killed it.
Oh my
Chappelle
God.
killed it as usual.
Juicy
Smollett. By the way, him talking about Smollett giving the report to the cop was like, okay, Mr. Smollett, so what happened now? You ended up taking a walk. Okay, what time? 2:00 in the morning. You know, it's 16 degrees outside, but you went to take a walk at...
My favorite part is
okay.
like, he's like, my favorite part of this was when Chappelle's like, who the hell carries around rope?
Yeah. Did you get...
He's like, did you get mugged in, like 1645 or something like that? Oh my God. Yes. After you watch JRod and the Boss
Sticks
Lady.
and Stones is this...
You gotta watch Dave Chappelle on Netflix.
I'm going to give it away. My favorite joke. My favorite joke.
No, you can't.
I got to tell... I mean, it's an hour of jokes.
It's awesome. You
My
have to watch
favorite
him.
joke is when he goes to... When he's doing... goes to standards and practices at Comedy Central.
Oh, yes.
About using the F word, a homophobic slur.
Yes.
And the lady says, you cannot use the F word because you are not gay.
Right.
And he goes, but I use the N word all the time, and I am not an N. I literally, El Cafecito went flying
Yeah,
out. Chappelle
no.
is a genius. We got to get him on the show.
Yeah, I mean, I think.
Can you imagine if Dave Chappelle was on JRod on the Boss Lady?
I'd die. I'd die.
I'd buy him a drink. He's a big vapor, too.
Yeah, yeah.
I'd buy a vapor.
By the way, those vape stuff, have you seen there's a lot of reports
It's exploding.
Now? Literally.
In people's pants.
But literally, it's
By the way, we
going...
were at Vesa Sur, and this is a little booze man. It's Vesa Sur. I see you.
Shout
Vesa
out to
Sur.
Vesa Sur. I was there 2 days ago.
Were you signing contracts, signing autographs?
I was
It was a meet boss lady at Vesa Sur.
I was just enjoying that shot that we had.
El café con leche.
Oh God, that thing is so
It's
good.
a little Cuban coffee shot with.
Yeah, it's like their coffee.
Watch episode
porter.
7
Yes.
and you'll see it. This is
Check
episode
it
8,
out.
by the way. You know what I like about 8?
know.
8 has no beginning and no end, like our love.
I like 8 because I like to get 8. I don't even know. I don't even know where that came from. I was trying to be witty, and then I was like, no.
No more phone calls. We have a winner.
That was out of control. Oh, goodness, I tell you. But yeah, the thing about Chappelle, going back to Chappelle, is, a lot of people, it's, a lot of, especially the LGBT.
People are super, like insulted. It's jokes, folks.
But that's the thing. I mean, a lot of the LGBT community really doesn't like certain
Well,
jokes, which
he's
I
hard,
get
especially
it.
on the trans.
Right.
On the trannies. He kills the trannies.
And he killed it in this one, too. But, I think that in general, it's kind of sad because we've, certain people, and I've had these conversations. Obviously, I support people having sex with whoever they want or being gay or doing whatever they want to do. That's fine. But at the same time, like now, you go to a comedy show and people have to be so worried about what they say when it's a joke. Like there's a difference between somebody that truly hates somebody and a group of people that you can tell that they're racist, sexist, so on and so forth. And then another is when people are just telling jokes. It's comedians. That's what they do. It doesn't mean that they really hate, somebody.
And at the end of the day, if you listen to what Chappelle says, whether you agree or not, the guy's brilliant of the way he weaves the story, because I love storytellers. Mm-hmm. And Chappelle, I don't even look at Chappelle as a guy who tells jokes. He tells stories. And I love that. There's a genius to that. And at the end of the day, I go back to what George Carlin said years and years ago. That radio, that TV you have, has an off button and it has a change the channel button.
Right.
Don't watch it. That's capitalism. You don't like Dave Chappelle? Don't buy the special.
Right.
That's it. But don't tell him he can't do it. Trust me, if he goes off kilter, the market will correct itself.
Right.
Keep doing what you're doing, Dave. Not that you need to hear it from me, but keep doing what you're doing, man.
Yeah, I mean that's the one thing I do like about him a lot. It's because the unfiltered. It's just saying whatever
it's a
you're gonna
comedian.
say.
It's a joke.
Which
Listen, let's worry about the nonsense that's coming out of the White House. Let's worry about the nonsense that's coming out of riding a bus every day. Not Dave Chappelle.
That's crazy because so many people vote for Trump because they say that he's unfiltered and doesn't have a filter. And no matter what thing he says, oh, well, that's what we like about him, right? Because he says things unfiltered. Yet for comedians who say something that's
And here's the
unfiltered,
thing.
then now we have a problem.
Dave
with it.
Chappelle has never, at least that I know of, has never said that trannies can't have rights, that trannies shouldn't exist. He just makes fun of them.
Right. Right, yeah, no, absolutely. I think it's so weird
How do you go outside
we're
with
like
such
such
thin
double
skin?
standard.
With such thin skin. Oh my, you're gonna burst into flames. It's a joke, folks. It's
I
a
think
joke.
we just have such double standards these days. It's pretty, and everybody's way too sensitive, just way too sensitive. It needs to tone back.
I gotta tell
have fun, take it easy. It's not that serious. If they're not paying for your bills,
That's right.
if it's not affecting your health, take it easy.
Just because I got an interesting email about this joke I told a couple of episodes ago, I'm going to tell it again. In honor of my Dave Chappelle. What's another word for a gynecologist?
Am I gonna be? Wait, isn't it a lip reader?
A lip reader.
I remember this one.
Take that in your email box. I love it.
What? What? Somebody got insulted over that?
You know what? That means they're watching. JRod and the Boss Lady every Sunday right here on YouTube, Apple Podcasts,
Yes.
Stitcher, Spotify, SoundCloud. By the way, on Apple Podcasts, the podcast is exploded. Yes. It is exploded. I mean, we love you to watch us on YouTube. We love you to take care of our sponsors, Booze Bandage, and all our friends. Well, new sponsors are coming. By the way, they're coming.
Yes.
They're not. They're not just breathing hard. It's all over.
Coming.
It's all over. Porn star stuff.
I think maybe next time I'll do that facial expression, and you don't do that again. just for this.
That's one of those. That's it's the porn. It's the porn thing. I tap you on the shoulder. That means
it's go time.
It means money shot. Asshole! That's why you get this on YouTube. You can't get that on the Apple Podcast. But we love that you're getting it on the Apple Podcast.
Yes, keep listening on the
Sundays is the new
workouts.
episode of JRod and the Boss Lady. Wednesdays is the Spanish word of the day. We're going to have NFL picks now that NFL season has started on Thursdays. And we've got some other things in the works, my friends. So we expect to hear from you and see us here on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and all. You get your fine podcasts on audio platforms. So, listen, Booze Bandage has helped me get rid of all my hangovers. But
I shall find out.
It doesn't stop me from getting drunk, though, okay?
Well,
and
that's nothing's gonna stop that.
There was a crazy story about how many people buy stuff when they're drunk. Now, maybe I'm a bit old school. Mm-hmm. But I learned a long time ago that when I'm drinking, I don't touch my phone. I don't take any pictures.
I still haven't learned
I don't
that.
text anybody. It's just not a good idea.
I think at 38, I'm
right?
SOL already.
But I certainly don't use my phone. I might as well just leave it. Epa! Hatchet. You might as well. I get nervous just talking about this. I remember at my bachelor party. We had a bachelor party in Vegas, and we're all partying, we're clubbing it. Whoa! Next thing you know, one of my friends pulled out his cell phone, and you would have thought he had pulled out a gun.
You don't do that.
People were diving under the tables, grabbing him. No! Just stop it! Gun! Look out!
You don't do that during a bachelor party. That's a big
no-no. You don't do that
no-no.
in general.
Well, but especially in a bachelor party. No, none of that. I've learned, and another thing, you don't do that in a casino either. You don't whip out your phone.
You know what?
In
I actually had a casino guy I went to a casino here locally in Miami, and I'm not going to give you their name because they were jerks. Casino Miami. So there was these two old people, like bumping and grinding. Like I think the dude's teeth almost fell out. So I pushed that out my phone and I was taking a video of it. Not to be mean, I thought it was cute. Wait, you think? You think I was lighting a bomb? This guy came up to me, come here, give me the phone. I need you to see you delete it. And I was like, pero ¿qué pasa contigo, bro? America.
Nope, not in
I
a casino.
had to do it. And I said, well, you're going to have to go through all my porn first. There's me. Look at that. That's a good angle, right? That's not a shadow. That's all daddy right there.
You need to stop.
But I was like, come on, bro. I mean, I get it. There are rules, but
yes, you can't do that. No.
Eugenio was bumping and grinding on my país.
Eugenio could be have his wife and then get in trouble.
That's right.
You don't know that, so
that's right.
No phones in casinos.
That's right, because I learned that a long time ago. That half the time the people that are in there are with somebody that's not supposed to be in there with.
Absolutely, yeah.
I see you. Mm-hmm. Secret safe with me. Checks in the mail. So, anyway, when people get drunk and they shop. Is that you? Do you get drunk and shop? Because I don't. I have never bought anything drunk.
I don't buy things
Like on eBay or Amazon.
I've been drunk and I've donated money to certain like political campaigns.
I've never done any of that.
I've been drunk and I not shopping for regular stuff, but flights. I book a lot of flights. I've done that.
Well, there was a guy. I read an article. There was two buddies got totally poop faced at a bar, went to the airport and bought like 2 tickets to like Morocco. And didn't have any bags, just showed up, and they let them on the flight, and they woke up like, we're in Morocco. Estamos haciendo aquí?
No, if that would have been me, they would have like strip searched me.
Right? Well, that's a typical Tuesday for you.
No, you can't go to the airport without luggage. I've learned that much. They don't like it.
These days, no. But so anyway, so Amazon, not that these people were drunk, but Amazon put out a list of the weirdest things people have bought on Amazon. And I wanted to see if...
Some really weird stuff.
The first thing I saw, I thought of you. Knee-high hot Cheetos socks.
That would be something that I would wear.
$13, by the way.
Yeah, that's okay.
You got to be drunk to pay $13 for Cheetos socks.
No, those are cool.
But that's because you've shown me your Cookie Monster panties.
I love socks. I have a thing with socks
me too.
and panties, like funny socks.
Me too. Imagine that.
I have a pair of socks that are Pulp Fiction.
Oh, yeah?
And then I have ones that are Tupac, and it has like an actual bandana you tie on it. I'm going to wear it next time.
Say what again?
Yeah, it's awesome. Those are, it's fun. Socks are fun.
Have you ever wanted to own 1,500 live ladybugs?
No.
Well, for the small price of $23, you can buy on Amazon 1,500 live ladybugs.
Why does anybody want live ladybugs?
Now, the first thing that I laughed, it said live delivery guaranteed. So they're not gonna get there dead.
Why does anybody want ladybugs?
Ladybugs are general predators that feed on a variety of slow-moving insects, including aphids, moth eggs, mites, scales, thrips, leafhoppers, mealybugs, chinch bugs, asparagus beetle larvae,
is that mites like
white
termites?
Flies, and others.
Is that like
Jonas, I never have any.
Because I might have to order some live ladybugs.
And here's the best part:
my house.
They're good for kids, birthday parties, school projects. Listen, I've never had a school project where somebody wanted a ladybug.
Though? Yeah, who orders live ladybugs? That's weird.
White people. How about finger hands? Basically, you get your hand, and on each finger you can put a little mini hand.
Is that for sex?
That's the first thing I thought of.
What's the
but
point
these
of
things
this?
are so tiny that it looks like they would hurt you more than anything else. They'd kind of scratch and poke you.
Some people like that. I mean,
so
not me.
You can
Some
have
people.
25 fingers on your hand.
Is that like a gangbang then?
A gang finger bang?
Gang finger bang.
A finger gang bang?
Interesting.
I like how you went there, by the way. Good job. I like where your head's at.
I'm just, no, that's not where my head's at.
By the way, $3.35, and you can get them in assorted colors for your Asians, for your brothers, for your Cubans, for your pasty white friends.
This is really weird that people would really want to buy this. Like, who even said, hey, you know what would be a good idea? Let's make
hand fingers, finger hands. Now,
what?
If you ever been stuck somewhere and you got to poop or you got to pee and there's no bathroom?
Yes, many times, especially during games.
Well, you can go get a gotta go poncho or something called a biffy bag.
Gotta go poncho.
I got it. Well, it's a poncho and it's got like a little compartment where you can just pee or poop, and then you're done. You wrap yourself up. It comes with a couple of wipes. Here's my problem with the pooping part, like the biffy bag. The biffy bag. Let's say you're camping, which you'd nethen find me camping.
I mean, I would camp, but it has to be a bathroom nearby.
And it looks like a diaper. You go in there. You take your pants down, and then you wipe yourself. Yeah, ciao.
Why? Why do we always end up with pooping stuff with you?
You suggested this story,
I mean,
and there it is.
There was a long list of
biffy
stuff.
bags.
There was a long list of stuff that had nothing to do with pooping. You and this poop thing.
Everything has to do with pooping.
No, it doesn't.
I can't start the day without a poop.
I think it's because you like the pooper shooter. I think you like playing around in there. Isn't that pooper shooter? Shooter pooper? What is it?
Poop shoot?
Poop shoot.
You want to
not
stop
even-
me in my tracks? You get around my.
I'm not even
What's this?
drunk yet.
Hey, no. I've had girls do. We're making no. Listen, I'm
There's
totally
no such thing
I'm
as a
totally
wrong hole.
hypocritical. I'm totally hypocritical. Totally no. Don't touch my nipples. Don't touch my bunghole.
That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. It's okay.
Closed for construction.
As long as it's a finger. If it's something else, no. Yeah. It's okay if it's this. It's not okay if it's this.
Johnny Sins, Mandingo.
None of that. This, okay. No, I mean, not literally this. Can you imagine? Creeper.
Speaking of which, everybody's taken a horsey ride on their dad, right? Daddy, horsey ride.
Oh, I was confused right now. Yes.
I know you.
I was like,
Well,
what?
you can buy something
We're not
called.
that type of show. We're not that
Yet.
type of show.
You can buy something called a daddle saddle.
I can see this becoming something like for like.
It comes with an adjustable stirrups,
this
a
is
soft
so
saddle
pornographic.
horn,
This is so
a
pornographic.
latigo.
Yeah, this is for like BDSM people.
$40. So basically, you put the little saddle on your back and you give your kid a little piggyback ride, a little horsey ride. Immediately, I thought of you wearing those hot Cheeto socks and turning into something sexual.
Wow, because it is something sexual. Come on, with a whip, a ride, calling daddy,
The daddle saddle.
No.
Now
this is
we did
sexual.
during our radio show days. We did a story about in England. There is a fetish where
There's all types of fetishes in England.
people act like horses.
England is very open with their fetishes. Actually, I feel like they got a lot.
Well, literally,
of stuff.
you're out in the park, and there are people there, and
There's
in,
people that are
in
just
leather and,
pretending to
and
be
sadomasocchist
horses.
stuff, but they're acting as horses. They put little hooves on their hands, and the one guy is all like acting like a horse. No, I don't want to go. I don't want. And the lady has
It's
to
like Lady
correct him.
Godiva. Lady Godiva riding naked on the horse. That's where it goes to. Still, I would find that very weird.
I think I'm going to get you the hot Cheetos, socks, and the saddle. And by the way, if anybody wants to give Boss Lady presents,
not the saddle. Not the saddle. No, speaking of those presents, I always find it funny. If you want to give me a present, what you could do is buy some booze bandage.
yes, boozebandage.com.
Yes, using Boss Lady as the code.
If you do put in Boss Lady, you get 30% off your first code at
Yes.
Booze Bandage.
I always find it funny because speaking of that, there's a lot of people that at first they didn't, but then you get more followers on Twitter, and then all of a sudden they have like an Amazon wish list. All of a sudden,
All
and
of a
people
sudden,
buying
right?
stuff. I'm like, you were talking that you wouldn't never do this, and now you're doing it.
But you know what? If you're going to listen, if you're going to have a sugar mama or sugar baby, it makes life easier. Just put what you need, put the size in so I don't get the wrong size, or I don't know your style. Maybe you don't like purple and I got you red, or you don't like I like wedges, not stiletto. That's simple. Daddy's busy. Daddy's got a lot of stuff
you
going on.
simplify for
I
them.
go, look, she wants this. Okay, darling.
No, it's people won't buy you anything for free. They're expecting something in return.
Well, the worst part is when these like porn stars or these models, these Instagram models say, "Hey, thanks to Ed for bringing me this." Psst, hey, don't be using my name. I got a family.
There's a lot of people named Ed. It's
No.
okay.
Thanks to Ed from Modesto, California,
now
at
then
675 Jones Street
Now
for
that's
this
that's
thong.
a no. So like if anybody says, "Oh, thank you, Jim Rodriguez from the JRod and the Boss Lady Show,"
Who was wearing a red shirt that day
yeah,
promoting
don't.
Booze Bandage.
That's a no.
Now listen, if you put Booze Bandage on your Amazon wish list, ahí te lo compro.
There we go.
And I'll even pay full price, although you can get 30% off your first order using code word Boss Lady. There's a sewer here at Extreme Axe. Hey, come here too. We're at Extreme Axe Throwing in Palmetto Bay. Great place, extremeaxe.com. And their Instagram is Extreme Axe Florida. 3 locations in South Florida.
Yes.
Downtown Miami, Hollywood, and here in the bustling and the busy
Palmetto
Bay.
There's a lot of good stuff over here. Actually, every time I come
I
over
wish
here,
there was. When I lived here, I wish there was cool stuff.
yeah, every
Don't
time I
not
come
Pile
over
Viejo
here,
when I lived here.
nah, now you fit right in. Oh, low blow.
That ain't right. I'm gonna get this nail here and watch it in.
That's not how that works. That's not how that works. It's to throw. It's to throw.
I'll throw. Hey, they'll teach you how to throw an axe here, man. You just kind of. And the one thing I asked is, do you want to be like, hey, watch this, I'm going to throw it? No, you got to throw it over the top.
Proper technique.
And the one thing is you never hand an axe or a hatchet to anybody. You put it down and then let somebody else pick it up.
It's like a gun. Same thing. When you go to the range, same thing. You don't be, here, have my loaded gun on your face.
I've never shot a gun. I've never thrown an axe.
Well, we're going to break one of those today.
No pressure, no pressure. Get it, Daddy, get it. Good job, good job. What?
So the best thing about seeing axe throwing is seeing how completely like unathletic people are.
Oh, yeah.
And there's always that one ridiculous hot ass girl that hits a bullseye. Remember our friend Melissa Waggy? Mm-hmm. She went out with the good Dr. Rosilko, and they went axe throwing.
Yeah.
And homegirl in her little, good-looking outfit, bullseye. Don't mess with any girl that can throw an axe and hit a bullseye. Knock your ass out. We're at Extreme Axe Throwing in Palmetto Bay. 3 locations, Miami, Hollywood, and Palmetto Bay. ExtremeAxe.com. There's an E in axe.
Yes. And look, you can see their Instagram right there. Extreme Axe Florida.
Extreme Axe Florida. Check them out, man. They've got it's $35 for an hour and a half. They've got
you can
first responder discounts, military discount, police discount, firefighter discounts. Thursdays are ladies' night. You get 15% off. And you can get booze here. Yes. And hopefully you can get your booze, get your booze bandage on before you get out here.
And then be ready to party.
And drink it up. But I want to thank you. Man, listen, the show is blowing up. YouTube, Stitcher, Spotify, SoundCloud,
iTunes,
Apple Podcasts.
Everything.
It's all because of you, man. Again, Sundays is the new show. Wednesdays is Spanish Word of the Day. Thursdays is our NFL pick, and lots more coming down the road.
Yes, yeah, we thank you guys for always retweeting, sharing the show.
I'm at JRod Show.
305 Miami 6924.
Are you ready to? The Dolphins have already started playing. I'm sure by the time people have watched this. You ready?
I'll be. I'm having my booze bandage shortly.
Let's put it this way: if the Dolphins win 3 or more games, Boss Lady will do a glory hole.
Take it easy. Take it easy.
Okay. They win 1 or more games.
No, but if the Dolphins do, and I'll do my traditional cleavage celebratory picks, but it's not looking like we're going to be doing a lot of that this season. So, yeah. It's
maybe the Canes.
No, but I only do it for the Dolphins. My Canes are a different story.
But ya lo tuyo. Too many rules. Just get an Amazon wish list like every good sugar baby does.
No. You know that there was Miami has the most sugar daddies, literally.
Is this a shock?
No, not surprised.
Miami is a sunny place for shady people.
Yes, also lots of STDs.
Bag it. Put a helmet on that soldier. And reminder, listen, for our friends in the Bahamas, help them out whatever you can.
Yes.
Go to your local fire stations. Go to redcross.org, bahamasredcross.org. Donate. That way you make sure that money or whatever goods you send goes to those people. We're going to be back next week. Got a couple of good places lined up.
I know.
Here in South Florida.
We are going
We're not going to tell you about it yet.
All around Miami here.
Some more breweries, some more lounges. Please support us. Subscribe, follow, do whatever you can. It's a good time, man. Listen to us on the way home, on the way to the gym, at the gym, when you're looking at that girl squatting. Yepa.
Yeah.
Yepa.
And come and support all the places that are so kind and, let us come and do our show from here.
And again, thanks to Richard here at Extreme Axe Throwing in Palmetto Bay. ExtremeAxe.com or Extreme Axe Florida. That's it for us. Spanish Word of the Day is coming up on Wednesday. Remember, be good. If you're going to be bad, you better call us.